Now we are going to learn about the domain of a function algebraically. So we know that functions are like machine in which we input something and we get an output. And we may or may not input everything in the function that give you a valid output. We may have some restriction for the input set. And if you write down all possible x values that give you a valid output, this set of x values has a name, domain of the function f. And today we are going to learn algebraically the restrictions on the domain. So the very first thing is, if you have a polynomial function without any fraction, so there is no restriction on the domain. You can input any x value in the function and it will give you a corresponding y value. For example, fx is equal to x squared plus 3x minus 1. This is a polynomial function and it has no fraction, no denominator. So the domain is all real numbers. So domain of this function is all real numbers. So this is how we write all real numbers, R with two lines. You can also write all reals, and you can also write it is negative infinity to infinity, all real numbers. So polynomial functions without fractions have no restriction on the domain. Okay, let's talk about polynomial functions with fractions. If you have a function fx that has a top and that has a bottom. So domain, we cannot include those x values in the domain which makes the denominator the bottom 0. So for these functions, so domain will be all real numbers, but we will exclude those x values that which makes the denominator 0, which makes the bottom part 0. So why? Because if you input any x value that makes the bottom 0, that means what is the output? Top over 0, which is undefined. For that x value, suppose whatever the x value, for suppose x is equal to a. For that x value, when you plug in this x value here, you get something in the top and it makes the bottom 0. So if the denominator is 0, it is undefined. That means we don't get any output. So what that means? That means there is no output corresponding to x is equal to a. So that means x is equal to a is not a valid input. So we can exclude it from our domain set. So, and if this is the only point, so domain of this function will be all real numbers minus that x value, that is a. Or you can write minus infinite to a union a to infinite. We are not including a in both, so this is the only point which we are excluding. So remember, if there is a polynomial function, there is no restriction on the domain. Domain is all real number. But if there is a top over bottom, so domain is all real numbers, but we will minus those x values which will make our denominator 0. So let's talk about square root things. If fx is a square root function, so square root of some inside function, so we know that inside the square root, inside the even root, if this is an even root, inside the even root, so let me talk here even. Inside the even root, we cannot have negative numbers, right? So domain is all x values which makes the inside, this inside part, inside expression, greater than or equal to 0. This inside expression has to be greater than or equal to 0. Suppose if for any x value this part inside expression becomes negative, then square root of a negative number is not a real number. We don't get any output back. So what I means here to say, suppose x is equal to a, and you input this x is equal to a in this expression, and you get a negative number here. You get a negative number, and square root of a negative is not a real number. So that means x is equal to a doesn't give us any output. So that means x is equal to a is not a valid input. So domain, so if you have square root or even root, fx is an even root, make sure the domain includes all those x values which makes the inside of the root greater than or equal to 0. So let's now include the fraction with the even root. Suppose we have a fraction with the even root on the top and we have the bottom. Now we are including 2 and 3 together. If you have the even root as well and the fraction as well in the function. So we have two things we have to take care of. So what are those two things? We have two conditions. First, the domain is all x values which makes the inside positive. So domain includes all x values which makes the inside, so inside of the even root, greater than or equal to 0. And second condition that we had for 2, bottom we won't want x values which makes your bottom 0. So you can say that bottom should not be equal to 0 for any x values, for x values. So now we have to combine both conditions. For example, let's take one example. Suppose fx is equal to square root of x over x minus 10. So what is the domain of this function? So first condition is inside the square root, that means this x has to be greater than or equal to 0. Second condition is denominator cannot be 0. That means x cannot be 10. So now we have to combine both conditions. According to the first condition, domain includes everything that is greater than or equal to 0, and 0 is also included. But the second condition is saying denominator cannot be 0, so x cannot be 10. We cannot include this 10. So what we will do, we will say this interval and this interval. So you will say domain is 0 included, 0 to 10, and we have to exclude 10 from this interval and 10 to all the way up to infinity. So this is the domain of the given function. Now let's talk about if you have a fraction but the even root is in the denominator. Let's talk about those conditions. So if you have a fractional function with the top but the bottom is the even root. So now we have two conditions for the bottom. First thing is inside, so the bottom cannot be 0, cannot be 0. Second condition is the inside a square root has to be greater than or equal to 0. Correct? Now inside cannot be 0, so is it okay if I remove this equality sign and if you combine these two things together? So what I means here, if I combine these two conditions together here, so it means the inside now, because it is in the denominator, has to be strictly greater than 0, because equality is, we cannot have the denominator 0. For example, let's take the same example here, x minus 10. Suppose this is a function and we are asked to find the domain of this function. So the domain of this function is inside the root x has to be strictly greater than 0, because it cannot be 0 because it is in the denominator, and it has to be positive because it is inside the root. So this is the domain, or you can say 0 to infinity and 0 is not included. So these are the restrictions for the domain set, and this is how we find it algebraically. Thank you so much.